All right, it's nice to see you, Tori, today. Do you want a drink, a coffee, anything?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
So last week we were talking about, actually before I get into that, we talked about confidentiality last week, and I just wanted to make sure that was still okay with you, that you understood kind of the boundaries that we have with that.
Yeah, everything's fine there.
Yeah, so just everything you say here is confidential as long as there's not harm to someone else. So I just want to make sure that was still very clear.
Yep.
Perfect. So I just want to pick up from where we were last week. You were talking about having some struggles with employment. You mentioned something about that. I just want to pick up where we left off on that.
Yeah, I've just been really fighting myself lately on if I want to keep working or focus mainly on my schooling. The pay is really nice for still working while I'm in school. It pays for my car payment, a little bit of gas, so that's been good. But I find when I'm working, I'm falling behind on my readings and sometimes don't catch up on my notes. Assignments get a little rushed, so I'm fighting myself.
Okay. So it kind of sounds like you like the money, which is a good thing for you, but it's kind of stepping in the way of your education.
Yeah, exactly.
So, are you contemplating like quitting your job, reducing the hours?
There's really not much in terms of being able to reduce my hours anymore. I'm only working every other weekend, which sounds like, it doesn't sound like that much, but with all the assignments that we have piling up and all the readings that have to get done, it takes away. I don't know, I really like everybody I work with, but it's just seeming to be too much.
Okay. So there's kind of a lot of influences that are making this decision kind of hard for you. Like not like it's just like do I stay or go, but you're worried about losing that social connection with your coworkers as well. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really close with a lot of my coworkers, and it's just I won't be able to see them anymore, especially since when I'm not at work, I am at home doing homework. So I don't have much of a social life. So the work does get me out of the house and associating with people, but I'm still coming back to that. My school is my #1 priority.
For sure, for sure. You also just said there that your work kind of fills a gap for you with your social life. Have there been any other things you've tried to establish more of a social life for yourself?
Not really, no. I don't enjoy going out and drinking, which is pretty much a big thing with my old social groups, so I've gotten away from that, and it's just work, school, and I spend time with my goddaughter. That's the only other thing that I do.
Okay. So. That's really nice. So it sounds like you have a good outlet for self-care. You're taking care of yourself by hanging out with your goddaughter, so that's amazing that you're doing that.
Yeah.
So is the work affecting affecting any of the work you're doing in your classes?
In terms of, like I said, my readings and my notes, I start to fall behind. I don't keep as caught up as I'd like to. Assignments, I sometimes tend to rush them. If I have to work a weekend, then I have to push all my assignments either into the next week or get them done before I go to work, because that extra 48 hours would be great to do schoolwork.
For sure. So it sounds to me like structure is very important to you.
Extremely.
And that if that structure is thrown off for you, that can be a bit of a domino effect?
Yes, definitely. If everything isn't falling in line, I'm a very organized person, so when things don't fall into the correct order, I get a little frazzled, and it ends up not ending very well.
For sure. And on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say how you feel about how your organization is right now in terms to like how the work is affecting that?
In terms of like, would 1 be?
So in regards to that, 1 would be it's not affecting, and 10 would be that it is.
I'd say I'd probably be about a 6 or a 7 in terms of it affecting my organization. Some weeks, and then the thing is, other weeks it cannot affect it at all. It all depends on my course load.
For sure. So it sounds like you're pretty split down the middle, which could maybe be adding to the decision.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Is the financial side of it a worry to you?
Not so much, no. The extra money does help just because it covers my car payment and puts a little bit of extra gas in my car, but it's not something that is going to make or break me.
For sure.
I do have support through my family if I need it. I know that, but I've been really good with my OSAP spreading it out, so I think I'm fairly okay in terms of money.
For sure. Well, it sounds like you've organized yourself very well to keep yourself in a financial state, so that's phenomenal. I can understand that it's probably really stressful because there's not really a clear answer for you, right? Which causes a lot of stress. What kind of things would you do if you had the extra time if you were to leave your job?
Pretty much with the extra time, I'd maintain my readings. I might spend a little bit more time with my goddaughter instead of only every other weekend or once during the week. I'd be able to spend 1 or 2 days with her, get a little bit more of that. When I'm with her, it just relaxes me. Everything feels so much better when I'm with her, so that would help out a little bit. But apart from that, I might get a little more sleep as well.
I imagine that'd be pretty important being a college student.
Yeah.
Alright, so it sounds to me that you're actually doing a very good job weighing your options. It sounds like you're aware of everything that's going on, which is incredibly important for decision making. It also sounds to me like the relationship with your goddaughter is a very strong one for you, which is nice to have. So I'm just wondering, is the work directly affecting your grades, or is it more just it's more work to be able to get good grades and keep on track?
It's not affecting my grades, no, but yeah, it's definitely just more work to keep myself on track, and I tend to go to bed later because I'll be at work all day, and then when I get home I don't want to do anything.
For sure.
And then realize I have to start this assignment because it's due next week, and then I just end up not going to bed until late, and then I'm tired the next day when I go to work.
And that seems like a lot for somebody to be dealing with, being in school. So the fact that you're still going and you're here is phenomenal. So I'm just wondering, when you were in high school, were you employed?
I was, yes. I was working at Pizza Hut actually while I was in high school.
And were you employed there for the entire duration of high school?
Not the entire duration, no. There was maybe a year where I wasn't working.
For sure. And during that year, how did it feel like for you to be managing schoolwork without a job?
Things were a lot easier then. Mind you, I didn't really apply myself when I was in high
Sure.
school, so I was more into the party scene
For
in
sure.
high school, which is I think why now I don't really care for it. I'm strictly about my schoolwork, so.
So it sounds to me like you've grown from your experiences and was able to use that to affect your future,
Very much
which is
so.
incredibly impressive. So, what kind of things have you tried in regards to making a plan to make that decision?
I've been weighing my options really since December, January, going back and forth. I find when I'm at work, things are pretty okay. There's not really a need to not be there, but then I start thinking about schoolwork, and everything just gets, it's like heavy on my shoulders.
For sure.
The thought of like failing a course is like my number one fear.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to fail anything. So it's just kind of, but it's before I go to work. That's the main thing. I don't want to go. I'd rather be doing schoolwork.
For sure. So I'm just curious, what do you feel are the things that are stopping you from making that next step?
I think the main things that would be stopping me from really committing to focusing strictly on my studies and not working is, one, the reliance of that money for my car payment. Even though I don't need it, it's still nice to not have to worry and not ask my parents for money for my car payment. And also the people I work with.
Okay.
I really enjoy working with them. So.
All right. So, I definitely think we've made some leeway here. I just want to make sure I understand everything. So, struggling with the idea of employment or not, and it sounds like there's a lot of different factors that are influencing that decision. And from what I understand is you're close to making a decision, but there's just that one thing that's in your way that's kind of stepping there. But through talking about this, hopefully I'm thinking maybe a goal for us is just to keep working away about what that one thing is blocking, or it could be multiple things. Find out what that barrier is for you, which barrier is just, again, just something that's in your way. And I want you, if this, I don't know what you think about this, if you take the, we're going to see each other in 3 weeks, take that time to try to think about what is that barrier in front of you. And if we come in here in 3 weeks and you've made a decision, then we've definitely gotten somewhere.
Yeah.
And does that sound like a goal that works for you?
Yeah, that actually definitely, I'll take another 3 weeks and really think about it, and it gives me something more concrete to think about too, is what's holding me back. So I really like that, yeah.
So I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with me today, and I hope that this has been helpful for you.
Yes, it definitely has. Thank you.
Perfect.